really got to get that ETH on. So I feel like I'd probably just go 2 straight, I think. Or maybe 3 straight. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. But
You don't think either of them clear, right? Ugh. 3 straight actually might clear with rack.
it might if Morgan
You know
decides
what I
to
mean?
one left bank and then maybe barrel roll right.
Or if he does the 2 forward.
Or if he does 2 forward, yeah.
Either of those. And Oiken does the big jump out. That actually, yeah, that could be a big deal. I didn't. So there was an EU regional that Rack Sunter list won.
Yes, I saw that. It was
So,
wasn't it in Finland or something? Or
what was the? Do you know what the upgrades were specifically? I assume it's stealth auto on Fell, and then the question is what's on Rack. I personally like Yasani, Gunner, and Rebel Captive, but
yep,
some people
that's
are swapping Vader in there for Rebel Captive or
mhm.
Gunner or something.
Well, it was
Are we finally seeing the decision from Morgan?
Looks like Morgan's got his settled.
You're talking about Martin, the regional Sweden from Malmo. Is that what you're talking about? He won it.
Sure.
Yeah, he had a Predator on Chirno, Gunner, Isan, Rebel Captive, and Engine upgrade. Pretty standard. And then, yeah,
I
Fell, Push the Limit, Whole upgrade, and Auto Thrusters.
So my personal thoughts on that list are going to 100% be you have to go VI on Rear Admiral because stealth autofell works when you aren't shooting at a rebel captive. When you're the highest pilot skill, you don't want to shoot whoever has rebel captive on him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that, and having the ability to reposition as Chirno at PS10 with boost. You know what I mean? Like all that nonsense is just that makes it all that better. Like
Mm-hmm.
against all the PS9s that are out there.
Yeah.
And if you do happen to come up against a whisper build of some
Mm-hmm.
kind, like you just shred that.
I agree.
But otherwise, I really like that list. That's the list that I beat Tex with, actually. In the game that I rolled 100 green dice, all with Fell. Against his, he had a double decimator list he was running.
I think the problem is when you sit down at the table, like you're making a last minute call. Do I go with a 98 or 99 point list
Yeah.
with a guy, or do I go with if I can squeeze it, a 100 point list with Predator? And you're wondering how many freaking B wings am I going to be shooting at? It's hard to make that call. You know, you've got to either optimize for the elite nines or optimize for all those, PS2s we were talking about.
Yeah. So that's interestingly enough, that's what they're just talking about in chat. They're asking if targeting computer is better than stealth or can work on in place of stealth. And I think very much yes.
Yeah,
um,
I prefer
I
TC on Fell too. The one thing that worries me about why I'm probably not going to run that at regionals is sort of the same thing you're always worried about running Whisper is how many points do you punt to ensure you get that initiative bid. Now, especially when Vader drops and we're going to start seeing even more nines in play, being able to pass initiative, I feel like is going to make a big difference. And I believe Tex is at 98 with his list, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
So
why I
it's
stopped
really
running
interesting.
Whisper. I got sick of having to worry about stuff like that. How many points do I
Yeah.
punt? So
Um, it's interesting. Like it's super important in a two-ship build, right?
mhm.
When you get away from a two-ship build, it becomes exceptionally less important.
Mhm.
Like I don't like so I always ran with a 99 or a 98 point build whenever I was running Sunter, and I don't anymore at all because there's too many possible PS10, PS11s you have to deal with, right? Like that your initiative bid just doesn't help you with. Um,
Interesting.
and I just got used to having to fly against people that were running like a VI Jax or something else that like I doesn't matter what my initiative bid is, I'm gonna have to run against it, and I've gotten to the point where like I'm trying to play around or design lists that like I don't bid an initiative for Fell to go kill Fell. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I have somebody else on the list that's job is to go deal with Fell. Fell
Uh-huh.
goes and kills everything else. Because I mean, I've been in too many games where either the game went to time or there was one bad dice roll where, I have stealth auto thruster Fell shooting stealth auto thruster Fell. Right? Like that's the stupidest flat slap fight ever. Like you're not hitting shit for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Where a targeting computer Fell absolutely can hit a stealth Fell.
Mhm.
The downside of that fight is if you do get to Fell on Fell endgame, the stealth Fell is worth 1 more point,
Yep.
which is stupid. Unless you underbid to 99, but then like that's the whole I don't like underbidding now anymore. But yes, like having super high accurate attacks is really is a very big deal. Basically, the last Tour Championship I played in, it was I was running the same Dodge Fell with 5 Obsidians again. I went back to that,
Mm.
and Will, the guy I play with the most, he's like my sparring partner, if you will, for X-Wing. He was running targeting computer Fell,
Here we
and
go.
then what's he
On.
doing?
Too
Okay,
late.
Hmm.
huh? All right. And then he does just slow bank out with
Yep.
Vader.
This is
So
this
now
is-
does he boost here to just make sure like the other Vader probably can't get a shot on him?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, maybe. So the other, well, yeah.
I think maybe one of the problems with boosting soft is that the Admiral will hit Vader before he hits Oiken.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he will. So it's got to be a forward 1 boost if he does it.
Or he just sits there and gets a pot shot at Rack if he turtles up. But he just doesn't turtle nearly as well as like Fell does.
Mhm.
I guess in this situation, it's a forward arc taking a range 1, so even Fell doesn't like to see that. But
And if he stays there though, he runs the risk of Texas Vader getting a shot on him too,
yeah,
though.
for sure.
He could boost and then barrel roll.
To clear, well, yeah, you'd clear Vader for sure, but you wouldn't clear Rack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could because, well, no, because then Oiken wouldn't get a shot on Rack, so that would be a super aggressive move, were he to do that.
Well, I'm thinking he isn't. I'm guessing he doesn't think Oiken's going to get a shot at all this turn.
Yeah, I don't think he probably will either. So I think the safe bet is just a ram. Make sure he hits Chirino, I think.
With Vader?
Yeah, with boost left, have Chirino hit Vader.
Does he want to eat that range 1 shot into Oiken though with the crits then? Because he's basically that's the problem is he's going to let Oiken's going to take shots then if he does that.
But Vader's gonna bump Oiken, so it's just gonna be Chirino shooting at Oiken, Oiken shooting at Chirino. I don't think he'd really mind that exchange.
Looks like he's going to
Ooh.
target lock and evade. Vader bails out.
Hmm.
Oiken for the win.
Scary. Oiken is scary.
And now he's going to think about whether he wants to boost or evade and whatnot. He boosts to clear range 1, and then take the evade.
Probably. This could be bad news for Tex if Morgan's Vader gets a shot. It's gonna be a crit on Chirino, and then if he can tag Vader for at least 1, he'll probably live with that. Yeah, I think his Vader is gonna get, and his Vader will take 1 too, maybe 2, but he's at full health, so.
Okay, so leaving Vader there wouldn't have mattered, but that's still. So back to what I was saying before. Basically, I witnessed my fell not hitting frequently because I didn't have target locks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when you got stealth on there, yeah, you're super defensive, but like there were multiple games where it was like, I've got a range one shot, one hit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. And that targeting computer just makes that not happen. Like it can happen, obviously, but like you suddenly do 4 hits frequently at range one, which is just super scary.
Yeah, I've found when I play Fell, that's usually, when you're always stuck in that bait and switch scenario when Fell's coming at you from one way and then the rest is coming, you're trying to
Nope.
decide which one to go for. Usually, if Fell's got the TC, that's usually the deciding factor for me for whether I'm gonna go at him or if usually he doesn't have it, I'm just gonna ignore him because usually,
Yeah.
if he continues to pursue me from the side, I can usually get it to where he's just gonna bump, and then he's really nothing to be feared. Whereas if he's got that
Right.
targeting computer, then he can dictate whether he wants to go range one and get a focused target lock shot. And he's really gonna start pouring into you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is huge.
This is a big set of rolls.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh.
That is-
Now this is
it's
that
not a good roll to begin
situation
with.
where you potentially just keep it.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have anything.
Well, he can
Yeah.
change the focus to a crit.
Oh
but
yeah.
He's gonna keep for
Good call.
Gunner.
Yep.
And hope
Hope for an hit.
Morgan rolls 1 of 8 or more.
There it is.
Ooh.
You got to play the averages.
Yep.
Yep. He's gonna roll the 1. All right. Here we go.
Oh wow!
Huge.
Oh
So huge.
man.
Well,
2 shields.
shields, yeah.
2 shields. No big deal. That's what you got him for. Ugh. What time did this game start?
Started-
9:30.
it started a little over. It started about 2 hours ago.
About 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep, 2 crits and a hit. Or 2 crits after the evade.
Yeah.
Then Chernow taking him to the face.
Ooh.
Damage cockpit. PS0.
Direct
Direct hit.
hit.
2 damage.
Well,
So here's an interesting thing, and I haven't actually seen this in an FAQ. If someone else has actually seen this or had a ruling on it, let me know. Damage cockpit means your pilot skill drops to 0. Veteran instincts means your pilot skill gets increased by 2. Are you PS2 if you're VI'd and have a damage cockpit?
I saw the answer to this recently.
wow. I can't believe I never thought about that. Well, it says. Yeah. I think they have to make a ruling on that because it says at the round after you receive this card, treat your pilot skill as 0. So yeah, it's like, okay, well, is it 0 or is it 0 as every
See,
other
alter
ship's
pilot
is
skill on
listed,
hit.
and then it's +2.
They might have talked about this. Oh no. Okay. So it does go to 0. Because it basically it's only the most recent pilot skill effect takes precedent. So yeah, and they actually have a green squadron with VI gets pilots get from damage cockpit would take it from 5 to 0 rather than 2. Fair enough. Guess I should just like go read this stuff myself.
Well, yeah. Really, Morgan just said that. Really not the worst. Damn it. It's actually kind of good because now you can avoid that ram if you're Cherno and get out of there. So you actually kind of don't mind that damage cockpit, actually, I don't think.
Yeah. The downside is you lose out on the you can be PS killed right now.
Yep.
Like he's only got 4 hull left.
Yep. He probably won't because he's going to have Isan and there's no
Sure.
way Vader can get a shot, but